this black fatigue. And basically, from what I understand, I could be wrong, it started out where white people were getting tired of hearing about black people complaining about oppression and slavery and all that. But now it's kind of mushroomed into something very different. And that is that people, black people included, are getting tired of ghetto blacks. They're getting tired of the loud mouth, the arrogant behavior, the aggression, the confrontation, the being argumentative. And good black people are getting tired of it. Now, this has come up recently on things like cruise lines, specifically cruise lines that don't charge a lot for a weekend or a week. And what they find is that black people, because they can't afford it, will buy tickets for these cruise lines, get on the cruise lines, get drunks, play loud music, rap music, and then get into fights, get into arguments, and throw their trash everywhere. So the cruise lines are now starting to increase their prices so they can be exclusive and service only a certain clientele. The other thing is that people are just getting tired of the ghetto attitude. A young woman, she was half Japanese, half black, was talking about how these black girls got on a plane coming from Japan and they were acting all hood, all ghetto. And that the flight attendants were really sick of it, and I guess it called the plane had to deplane, the people had to leave, in other words, get off the plane because these women were being so raunchy or loud mouth. Now, a lot of this is coming from the media. I'm not saying that the media is painting us in a negative light. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the media for a long time has pushed this ghetto, raunchy culture. Like with Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red, and it's become where when you think of black culture, you think of these people. Not that you think of us from a very spiritual perspective, comedic spiritual people or religious people, but you think black people as just being ghetto. And that's because the media for a long time has specifically pushed this type of culture. And it's been done on purpose. It has pushed into the limelight people like Ice Cube, Ice-T, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, who are some of the most ignorant and uneducated people on the face of this planet. And they have created them to be these archetypes or these idols to be worshipped. And therefore, many people have emulated their culture, especially young people who are searching for an identity of their own. So one of the things that we practice in the Kemetic spiritual tradition is something called Meneb and Ankh and Ma'at. And basically what it means is to keep the heart still to live truth. This is the crux of our spiritual elevation. Because if you can't keep your heart still, meaning check yourself, check your emotionality, so that you won't be easily triggered by things, and you won't emotionally be chasing things like weed, liquor, girls with big booties. You know, you've got to learn how to control your emotions. If you look at James Bond films, what's so cool about him, even though he's a fictional character based on a real character, is that in every situation he's cool, calm, and collect. And when you're calm, your IQ goes up. When you're emotional, your IQ goes down. We have the most disgusting culture out there that is synthetic, created by mainstream media, created by the CIA and think tank institutions like Tavistock, Council on Foreign Relations, the Rockefeller Foundation. They all work together to create this sick culture, this ghetto culture. You got brothers running around who are 60 years old still thinking they can get a rap deal. women being sluts, opening their legs for any brother that comes along. We got to stop this. We're better than this. It's not going to work for us. It's not. Having these baby mamas give their kids names, the little girls' names like Shaquita, Shantae. You know when you see that already, or you're dealing with a ghetto girl. Dyeing your hair purple and red and green. It gets ridiculous. Look at the Japanese women and the Chinese women. And I don't give a damn what you have to say about them. They're classy. They're meek. So think about that for a moment. Gotta go. Bye. Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
And what's the name?
This is Ron.
What was that?
Ron.